Al Purdy was arguably Canada's greatest poet, and as we celebrate his 100th birthday, producers Brian D. Johnson and Jason Collett have created an incredible tribute to the national icon.
It includes Gord Downie, Leonard Cohen, and Margaret Atwood. And Brian and Jason join us this morning. Thank you very much. I'm just a couple of days, 3 days, I guess, after what would have been his 100th birthday.
Yeah. He turned 100 in his sleep, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we lost him some 19 years ago. He died in 2000. But you've put together a truly incredible, multifaceted, what would you call it? Celebrating his life rather than, you know, thinking about the man who passed. He's truly an icon. Talk to us about how this project came to be to pay tribute in this way.
Well, it evolved with the movie, the documentary about Al Purdy, which we started production about early 2014. The movie was done ridiculously fast for a documentary. It premiered in TIFF in fall of 2015. Mm-hmm. But right when I sort of thought up the idea for the movie, I thought we can do this if we go to contemporary artists and get them involved. That was the key. So I thought of the idea of the Al Purdy Songbook, and it would be a benefit album for the A-Frame campaign to restore Al Purdy's writing home at his home for so many years as a writing retreat for new writers, you know, and it was easy to get people involved in that. So I sort of put out the call. One of the first people I went to was Jason, who has been working similar terrain in terms of combining literature and music with Jason Collett's Basement Review for many years, and he just knew everybody who we needed to talk to, and we built it, and they came. That was kind of amazing. I actually sold the film on the basis of all of these stars being in it without having got any of them, and then pretty well everybody came aboard.
And what was their reaction when you said to them, you can pretty much do what you want with these? Here, pick and choose, and away you go.
I think artists or musicians love an assignment, and so because often writing songs, you come up with melody and then words take their time. So when you're given an entire body of work of an iconic poet like Purdy, then it's a feast to dive into. So artists really loved the project.
And it's such a responsibility. What do you pick? Do you choose from several different, you know, poems and words and phrases? And they really had creative reign. That was important to you to let them do that.
For sure, for sure. I mean, it was an important part of the project is to give voice to that body of work by just approaching it however you were moved, you know. So for some artists, it was really just about taking a poem and turning it into a song, and for other artists, it was cribbing throughout the body of work, or just writing stuff that inspired you, you know, about his life.
Were there any songs that when they came back with it, it surprised you the direction they had gone, knowing the person who was creating it, knowing that the singer-songwriter?
Well, I think there was some exciting little tangents, you know, like Sarah Harmer lives within proximity to Ameliasburg, where Al's A-Frame was built and where he lived with his wife, and that landscape, which he wrote so well about, she's very familiar with, you know, and that's how I think she found her way into it as well. I mean, Brian also gave out poems to artists, you know, and as a jumping off point, and that worked quite well also.
Sarah, I mean, wrote this song, and she performed it really for the first time for anybody in her house on her piano. Wow. And we brought a crew, and the sound guy was late, so we lost the light. We didn't bring lights, so there she is.
Worked out beautifully, right?
Yeah, it
sets the mood.
Sometimes those happy accidents are great. Leonard Cohen doesn't do a song, but we asked him to do a reading. And I've developed a bit of a relationship with Leonard over the years, and he was in his late phase. He was recording his final album, and his manager said, "Oh, he's not going to do this, you know, he wouldn't." But Leonard really stepped up to the plate and said, "No, this is important." And I sent him a big, long, canonical Purdy poem, The Country North of Belleville, and he just said, "I can't pronounce all these Scottish names. Have you got something else?" And so I sent him the thing that I thought was too much like a Leonard Cohen poem to send him, because it was too on the nose. It's called Necropsy of Love, and it's about sex and death. And it's sort of a perfect mortality poem, even though he wrote it as a young man, interestingly enough. And Leonard just you know, you could feel Leonard's own mortality in that performance. He never phones it in, Leonard Cohen. He was amazing.
And how interesting that that's all happening while you are immortalizing all of them by doing this, including Al Purdy. So thank you so much. There's the documentary accompaniment as well as 3 discs.
Yeah, there's the CD, and then there's a Blu-ray and a DVD of the film. So I'm very happy to sort of see this all in one beautiful package. And it's going in bookstores, which is unheard of for DVDs and CDs.
Well,
and it's something though you could continue on though as well. I know we're wrapping up, but will we see another one or more?
Well, there's more material we couldn't get onto the album, so you never know. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a yes. Strap yourselves in. Thank you so much. The Al Purdy Songbook is on sale now, as you mentioned.
In bookstores.
Yeah.
Let's head upstairs now to Mel.